大家好，我是菲菲老师，欢迎回到我的频道。Today we learn the second part of lesson 11. Let's go. 你还在读大学吗？对，我读大学呢，还是大学生。你们学习忙不忙？非常忙。我学医，我们的课很多。Okay, as usual, I have two questions. First one, 菲菲读大学 A 不 B 没 C 在 Second one 菲菲很忙有很多 A 课 B 书 C 椅子 Okay, listen to the text again and make your choices. 你还在读大学吗？对，我读大学呢，还是大学生。你们学习忙不忙？非常忙。我学医，我们的课很多。Okay, let's take a look. First one, 菲菲在读大学 right? From this sentence here. 我读大学呢 So, 菲菲 is in college, 大学。Okay, second one, 菲菲很忙，有很多 should be A, 课 right? 课 What is 课? Every lesson we say, for example, 第11课 right? Lesson 11, 第11课 So, 课 here, lesson. From the sentence, this one. 我们的课很多 right? 菲菲很忙，有很多课 Okay, did you get it all right? Very good. Next, let's go through the new words from this text. 在读大学大学生学医 All right, first one, 在 it is used to indicate an action in progress. So in a word, in English, we say doing something, right? We express something is in progress. And in Chinese, we use the word 在. We will explain this in detail later in the language part, because this is also part of the language point of this lesson. So, for example, 我和他 me and him, 我和他在看电视。看电视 remember what is 看电视？看 to look or to watch, right? 电视 we said this is electronic vision. So what is it? TV, right? TV. So 我和他在看电视。We are watching TV. Okay, good. Next one, 我在开车，不能打电话。What is 开车？开车 from the previous lesson, right? 开车 driving a car. So I am driving a car. 不能打电话 I cannot call. I am driving a car. So maybe you have also found out the structure or the usage of 在 is to put it in front of the verb, and then you can transfer the whole sentence into something is happening. Okay, very good. Next one, 读 So actually before, we saw this word, right? We saw 读 before. It means, for example, if we say 读书 读书 What is 读书? To read a book. To read a book. So here is actually the second meaning of 读. It means to attend school. So for example, in the title of this lesson, we learned 大学 or 大学 university. So you can say 读大学 attend or go to university. So same logic, you can change 大 with, for example, 小学 elementary school. 读中学中 before we learn its center or middle. Right? So 中学 in Chinese is actually middle school. 读中学 attend middle school. Okay. So for example, 我妹妹正在读小学。正在 it's the ing form, the something is in progress. So 我妹妹正在读小学。My younger sister is attending elementary school. And 你现在读大学吗？你现在 Are you attending university now? 现在 now. Okay, good. Next one. 大学 yes, 大学 So we see this before, right? So university or college. So in the picture right here is actually the two most famous and also the two best universities in China. This one is 北京大学 and this one is 清华大学. They are both in Beijing. It's quite beautiful, the whole campus. So if you have any plan to visit Beijing, it's actually a great choice to visit the campus also. All right. For example, 你是大学老师吗? How do we translate this sentence? 你是大学老师吗? Are you college or university teacher? Okay, next one. 我在北京大学学中文。我在北京大学学中文。Okay, so here 在 is actually the first meaning that we learn, indicates locations, right? Indicates location. So I am studying or I study Chinese in 在 in 北京大学 Beijing University. Okay, good. Next word. So we have 大学. Then if we just add 生, 学生, or 学生 is student. So if we just add 大学生, then it becomes university student. For example, 我妹妹是大学生. My younger sister is university student. Also, 大学生忙不忙? Remember 忙? 忙? Yes, we learned this before, right? It means busy. So, are college students busy? 忙不忙? Remember this structure. We learned it in the part 1 of lesson 11, right? So actually, it's the same with, like these two sentences are actually the same. 大学生忙吗? Right? To ask questions. So here, 忙 is the adjective. So you can add adjective plus 不 plus again the same adjective. So it's the same as 大学生忙吗? Right? You're asking the question. Okay, very good. Next one, 学. 学, we've also seen this character a lot actually, right? So it's exactly the action we're doing right now. 学, to study or to learn. And then you can add directly what you're learning at the back. So for example, 学中文, that's exactly what we're doing right now, right? 学中文, learning Chinese. And 学唱歌. What is 唱歌? Yes, sing a song, right? So learn to sing a song, 学唱歌. Okay, next one. 妹妹在学中文. My younger sister is learning Chinese. Next one. 我想学中文，你呢? Remember what is 想, the modal verb? We learned it before. 想. I want to learn Chinese. 你呢? How about you? Okay, very good. Next one. 医. So we see 医生 before, right? 医生 means, right here, 医生 means doctor. So if we only see 医, this character itself, it actually means medicine. But it's not, so pay attention to the difference between 医 and 药. Pronunciation is like this, fourth tone. So 药, it means medicine, but it means like the one that we take, the pills, the thing to cure ourselves. But here, 医, medicine, it means the medical science. The medical science, like the concept of medicine, right? So 医, for example, you can say 学医, 学 to study, to learn, right? And then we say you can put what you learn at the back. So 学医, to study medicine or to study the medical science. Okay, for example, 他学医, he studies medical science. And also, 医生非常忙. Yes, we see this before. 医生非常忙. Doctors are very busy. 非常 very 忙 busy 非常忙 very busy. Okay, so that's all the vocabularies of text 2. It's okay if you haven't memorized all of them. You can always watch the video again and then try to memorize them. And also, if you can, of course, try to memorize them without pinyin, right? Try to recognize the Hanzi. Okay, so now, as we said before, let's explain the language point. Something is happening. So let's see the definition first. The temporal adverbs 在 or yes, 正在. So there are two ways of saying this, 在 or 正在. Both are correct. So the adverbs are placed before a verb expressing that an action is ongoing or a situation is continuing. So this lesson introduces two forms. Number one, 在 or 正在 plus verb. Number two, 在 or 正在 plus verb plus, what is this Hanzi? Do you remember? Yes, 呢, right? 呢. And then additionally, there is a third form to express an ongoing action, verb plus 呢. So here we don't have 在 or 正在 anymore. We only have the 呢 at the end. And then for negative responses, the adverb 没 or 没有 is used. All right, so again, every time the definition is very abstract, it's very confusing. So let's explain them with examples. First structure, 在 or 正在 plus verb. For example, 你在读大学吗? Or, of course, 在 could be replaced with 正在. 你正在读大学吗? What does it mean? Can you please try to translate it? So, are you attending college? Right? Or are you going to college? So, 读 attending school. And here 大学 university. So, attending university, right? So this is using 在 or 正在 plus verb. Here 读 is the verb. And then second structure. So the same sentence, you can answer with 我在读大学. I am going to college. I am attending university plus 呢. 我在读大学呢. 我在读大学呢. Right, so these two, actually, the meaning is exactly the same, but there is like a subtle difference between the tone, right? Sometimes you may add 呢, maybe sometimes to soften your tone, and most of the time there is no big difference between these two. You can like interchange these two. And then last structure, verb plus 呢 directly. So this is actually kind of like an easier, simpler way to say the same meaning. So 我读大学呢, right? You just remove 在 or 正在, and then it becomes 我读大学呢, right? So this is an easier way to say it. So these three sentences, right, as an example. So we also say for negative responses, the adverb 没 or 没有 is used. So when you want to express negativity in doing something, you can say, for example, 我没读大学, right? You just add 没 in front of the verb, and then 我没读大学. Or you can keep the 在 here, right? If it's not negativity, it's just 我在读大学, right? 我在读大学. But if you want to express negativity, you just add 没 in front of the 在. And then third way, 我没有, right here, because we say 没 or 没有, right? So 我没有读大学. So these three sentences to answer 你在读大学吗? Are you attending university? And then you can answer with all three of these. These are all the same. The meanings are all the same. And also, in daily conversations, sometimes we would just say, can you make a guess? For simplicity, we just say, yes, we can just say 没有 I'm not. 你在读大学吗？没有 Right. Okay, very good. All right, next, let's do some exercises about this language point. So, first one, 你在做什么呢？我看电视。我去看电影，你去吗？不去，我学习。你在买菜吗？我买菜，买水果呢。Okay, you can pause the video until you get the answer. First one, 你在做什么呢？ What are you doing? 我在看电视 right? You put 在 or also here it could be 正在 right? It's the same 正在我正在看电视 or 我在看电视 I am watching TV. Next one 我去看电影 I'm going to watch a movie. 你去吗 Are you also going? Do you want to go also? 不去 I don't want to go or I'm not going. 我学习呢 right? 我学习呢 this is using the second structure here. The third structure here. 我读大学呢 So you just add directly 呢 after the verb, right? So here 我学习呢 Okay, last one. 你在买菜吗？我没买菜。Right? To express negativity, you add 没 or you can also say 没有 or you can also say 我没在买菜买水果呢 Instead of buying vegetables, I'm buying fruits 水果 fruits Okay, very good. All right, next let's move to the third text of lesson 11. 弟弟起床没起床呢？没起床呢，还在睡觉。还睡呢，他今天去不去那里？去哪里？去超市。我昨天问他，他对我说他不去，他今天要和小朋友们玩。Okay, good. So, first question, 弟弟正在 A. 玩 B. 起床 C. 睡觉 Second one, 米米问菲菲弟弟超市 A. 在 B. 去 C. 去不去 Okay, let's hear again the text and then please choose your answers. 弟弟起床没起床呢？没起床呢，还在睡觉。还睡呢，他今天去不去那里？去哪里？去超市。我昨天问他，他对我说他不去，他今天要和小朋友玩。Okay, let's see. First one, 弟弟正在 C 睡觉 right? 弟弟起没起床呢？还在睡觉。Second one, 米米问菲菲，弟弟去不去超市 right? 问 remember what is 问 ask right? So 米米 asks 菲菲，弟弟去不去 right? 去不去 go弟弟 will go or not? Go or not to go? Okay, 去不去超市 Okay, so C and C. Very good. Next, let's look at the vocabularies. 弟弟起床睡觉睡那里哪里昨天问对说 说要小朋友 Okay, let's explain them one by one. First one, 弟弟 younger brother. Younger brother. So let's review a little bit of how to call your siblings. So first of all, of course, younger brother, 弟弟. What about older brother? Remember? 哥哥. Right, 哥哥. First tone and then neutral tone. Right, 哥哥. And then what about older sister? 姐姐. Right, 姐姐. Again, the second Hanzi is neutral tone. And then last one, what about younger sister? Younger sister? 妹妹. Right? 妹妹. So, 哥哥姐姐弟弟妹妹. Okay, 弟弟. For example, 我弟弟今年5岁. What does 今年5岁 mean? Okay, so this is to say the age, right? 我弟弟今年5岁. My younger brother is 5 years old this year. Right, next one. 我是他的姐姐，他是我的弟弟. Right, this is like quite confusing or difficult, probably. 我是他的姐姐. I am his older sister. He is my younger brother. Okay, very good. Next one, 起床. So this is a new verb. 起床. So first, what is 床? 床 is a noun. It means bed. So 起床, it means get out of bed or get up. 你起床了吗? Have you got out of bed? 弟弟不想起床，还睡呢。My younger brother doesn't want to get up. He's still sleeping. 还 still, right? Remember, 还 still. Okay, next one, 睡觉. So we have get up. Of course, we have to go to sleep. So that's 睡觉. For example, 我昨天晚上没睡觉。我昨天晚上没睡觉。How do we translate this sentence? I didn't, may, right? May, you put may in front of a verb. I didn't go to sleep last night. Okay, next one. 我想睡觉。想 I want to sleep, right? I want to sleep. 我想睡觉。Okay, good. Next one. 那里 sounds familiar, this word, right? We've actually learned so many words that include 那. Can you recall some of them? Yes. For example, 那边, right? There or that side, right? 边 is more emphasizing that side, 那边. And also 那个, right? 那个, that or that one. And then if we want to say a group of things, 那些, right? So, good. For example, 你去那里找他吧。找 to find. So, go there to find him. Next one, 学校外边有一家超市，那里有很多东西。Okay, 那里有很多东西 things, right? Things. And then 家 the specific measure word for shops. So how do we translate this whole sentence? This is quite long, actually. So there is a supermarket outside school. There are a lot of things there. 那里 there. Okay, good. And then next one, 哪里 Now these two, it's really easy to like mix them with the other one, but actually it's very important you differentiate these two, right? Because one is asking where, and then the other one is saying there, right? Where and there. So the Hanzi, right? The difference is there is a radical, right? The only difference between these two Hanzi is there is a radical on the left. So what is this radical? Or if we take this radical out and then standing alone, what Hanzi is this? The shape or the structure changed a little bit when it's a radical. So actually, if it's a Hanzi, it looks like this, right? And the meaning, 口, right? 口 means mouth. So an easier way to memorize these two, the difference, you can imagine like this. When there is a 口 radical to the left, you are probably opening your mouth to ask a question. So that is where, right? 哪里, where. So this is probably a little tip for you to better memorize these two. Okay, for example, 学校在哪里? 在 location, right? Indicates location. 学校在哪里? Where is the school? Okay, next one. 你们要去哪里? Where are you going? Yes, 要 we will learn this very soon. 要 Okay, next one. 昨天 we know 今天 today, 明天 tomorrow, and then 昨天 yesterday. Yes, let's type them here. 昨天 yesterday, 今天 today, and then 明天 tomorrow. Right? So these three, memorize them as a pair, as like a group, right? 昨天我没看见你. Yesterday, I didn't see you. 她昨天没来上课. She didn't come to class yesterday. Okay, good. Next one, 问 ask. 问 ask. So for example, you can say 请问 请 is what? 请. So 请 is please, right? Please. So here, 请问, putting them together, it actually means may I ask? Or like, excuse me, may I ask? Right? Where is 医院, hospital? 校 here is the word in 学校. Right? So 校医院 normally it means the clinic or the school or the hospital in the school. So where is the school clinic? Then 您好，我想问一个问题. So here 问题 is the word for question. So ask a question. 问一个问题. Okay, good. Next one. We probably also see this a lot before. 说 to speak, right? 说 to speak. Now we are learning to 说中文, speak Chinese, right? So actually in English, we have the difference between 说, the difference between speak, talk, and say. But in Chinese, actually most of the time you can use 说 to like represent all of them. For example, 她会说中文. She can speak Chinese. Next one, 我不知道说什么. I don't know what to say. So here, say, and then here, speak. They are all the same Hanzi. They are both 说. Okay. And then next one, 对. Here, the meaning is to or towards. For example, 我有事对你说. 有事 I have something, right? 事 thing. 我有事 I have something to say to you, right? 对你. If we translate 对你, then it's to you. So I have something to say to you. 对你. Another example, 我女朋友对我很好. 女朋友 girlfriend, 女朋友 girlfriend. So 我女朋友对我很好. My girlfriend is very nice to me. 对我 to me. Yes. To me. 对 Okay, next one, 要. So this is also another language point of this text. We will explain this more in detail in the language parts, language point parts. Okay, so let's skip it and then see the last new word, 小朋友. Child or kid. So 朋友 is what? 朋友, friend, right? Friend. So 小 is what? Small or little, right? So the literal meaning of 小朋友 is little friend or small friend. But actually in the context of Chinese, in the daily language, it means child or kid. So for example, 小朋友们,你们好. So hello, kids, or hello, children. Yes, next one. 小朋友们都喜欢来这里玩. The kids, 小朋友们, the kids, they all like to play, 玩, play. They all like to play here. Okay, very good. Right, so now let's move back to 要. Right, let's explain this in detail. The definition is here. This structure, 要 plus verb, indicates the intention to do something. For example, 他今天要开车出去玩. He, and then, so 今天 today, right? Today, 他要, he is going to, right? Is going to, 他要, he has the intention to, so he is going to. He hasn't done it yet, but he is going to 开车出去玩. 开车, drive a car, 出去玩, go out and play or hang out. Right, so 他今天要 going to. Next one. 你们要去超市吗? Are you going to the supermarket? Going to, right? You haven't left. You're not going to, but you have the plan. You have the intention to do it. Last one. 我要在家里学中文. 我要在家里学中文. I am going to study Chinese at home. 在家里 at home. So if we want to translate 要, right, we can translate into is going to or is about to. Is about to. Okay? So, what about other modal verbs we've learned so far? Let's try to recall them. So, before we learned 会, right? 会. It means have the ability to do, right? And then another one, 能, right? 能. None is have the possibility to do. Right? We learned this before. So both 会 and 能, you can translate it into can. But in English, there's no difference between these two can, right? I can drive a car or I can go out today. These two, actually, the first one, I can drive a car, it means that you have the ability, you know how to drive a car, right? But second one, I can go out today. It means that the situation, the condition allows me to go out. Like I have the possibility to go out, right? So these are two other modal verbs that we learned. Also, another one is 想, right? We see this quite often today. Want to, 想, want to. So now the fourth one, the fourth modal verb we learn, 要, 要, is about to, going to, right? So now you can express your intention to do something in Chinese. Okay, very good. Then next, let's move on to, like, after learning everything in lesson 11, part 2, part 1, let's combine them all, and then let's do this exercise. So I have 4 questions. Please choose from A to E, and then fill them in the blanks. First one, 你超市他没在看电视，学习呢。姐姐，我们去玩吧，好不好？我不去，我读书。爸爸在做什么？他在呢。Okay, so again, please pause the video until you get the answer. Okay, now let's look at them together. First one, 你 is asking a question, right? Asking a question. So, 你去不去超市? Are you going to the supermarket? 你去不去超市? What about the other way of asking this question? If we don't use 去不去, we only use the verb once. How do we ask this question? 你去超市吗? Right? 你去超市吗? Okay, next one. 他没在看电视，正在学习呢。She's not watching TV. She's studying. Right? 正在学习. She is studying. All right, next one. 姐姐，我们去玩吧，我们去那里玩吧。Right? We go play there. 好不好？ Is it okay? 好不好？我不去。I'm not going. 我要读书。I am going to study. I am going to, or I'm about to study. Last one. 爸爸在做什么？ What is Dad doing? So asking what he's doing. 他在睡觉呢。How do we translate 他在睡觉呢? He is sleeping. Right? We have the 在, and then we have the 呢. Right? What about, like, how can we change this sentence without changing the meaning, but maybe let's change, like, how to express something is happening. So first one, 他正在睡觉. Right? 正在. Or we can say 他睡觉呢. Right? 他睡觉呢. The pinyin here is not correct. Should be ne, ne, neutral tone. 他睡觉呢. Right? He is sleeping. Okay, very good. Next one, homework. So I have 4 pictures. Please type your answers, fill in the blank. You can use, like, there is no absolute right or wrong answer. You can use any expressions that we used in this lesson to fill in the blank. This one. And this one, and last one is this. Yes, you can pause the video or make a screenshot. Okay. Finally, the Hanzi Chart. Right, Hanzi Chart. Basically, all the new vocabularies that we haven't seen before, the new Hanzi in this chart. All right, so this is everything about lesson 11. I will see you in lesson 12. 再见。